Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling oddly disturbed, as if something unseen had quietly reached inside your mind? Have you ever met someone who could slip into your thoughts without ever raising their voice or showing the slightest sign of anger? What if the questions they asked weren't random at all, but carefully chosen keys designed to open the locks of your defenses? After years of studying the hidden workings of human psychology, I've come to realize something unsettling. Manipulation rarely enters as a direct assault. It comes softly, disguised as curiosity, kindness, or concern, sliding past your awareness and settling quietly inside your subconscious. And here's the haunting part. These tactics aren't new. They're ancient psychological patterns, old shadows that still move among us. People who understand them can bend your perception, twist your sense of truth, and guide your choices without you ever realizing it's happening. In this video, I'll uncover the 5 most dangerous questions manipulators use to enter your mind. They seem harmless, even normal, but once you recognize them, you'll never hear them the same way again. Stay with me until the end, because the 5th question is the most deceptive of them all, the one that hides behind peace but carries poison beneath it. By the time we finish, you'll have something I call conscious realization, the ability to see through any psychological game before it begins. Before we dive in, make sure you're subscribed to Beyond the Twist, a place where we uncover the hidden patterns of the mind and bring light to what usually stays in the dark. Now let's begin. Question 1. Why are you being so sensitive? This is one of the sharpest tools a manipulator can use, because it doesn't attack the truth of what happened. It attacks your right to feel something about it. This is what I call psychological invalidation. When someone tells you you're too sensitive, right after you've pointed out something wrong, they're not identifying weakness, they're deflecting guilt. What your intuition noticed was real. Your unconscious picked up on a small inconsistency, something your conscious mind hadn't yet processed. Sensitivity isn't fragility. It's awareness in motion. Sensitive people sense what others miss, small tone shifts, micro-expressions, hidden tension beneath words. Manipulators know this, and instead of hiding better, they twist your awareness against you. The partner sensing dishonesty is labeled paranoid until the truth comes out. The employee questioning unethical practices is called difficult until the scandal breaks. This is what I call the persecution of the perceptive. The counter move? Clarity. Instead of defending yourself or apologizing, meet their eyes and say calmly, "I'm not being sensitive. I'm being perceptive." That single phrase changes everything. It turns the light back on, and suddenly, the manipulator is the one standing exposed. Question 2. Do you trust me? It sounds intimate, but it's not. It's a demand disguised as a question. Genuine trust never needs to be asked for. It's earned through consistent behavior, not emotional pressure. When someone demands trust instead of building it, what they really want is control. I call this dynamic the loyalty conflict. It pulls you into a quiet war between your conscious and subconscious. Your logical mind wants to be kind, to show faith. But something deeper, that quiet inner voice, whispers that something doesn't feel right. Manipulators feed on that tension. They don't want mutual trust. They want your surrender. When they ask, "Do you trust me?" they're trying to bypass your natural caution and make you feel guilty for even hesitating. Think about the business partner who hides records and says, "You trust me, right?" Or the lover who hides their phone but grows defensive when you ask questions. That's not about trust. That's about silencing your intuition. The antidote: conscious detachment. Instead of answering out of guilt, pause and say, "Trust is earned through consistency, not through questions." A genuine person will respect that. A manipulator will flinch, twist your words, or guilt trip you. Either way, their mask starts to crack. Question 3. Are you accusing me of something? This one is a masterstroke of psychological reversal. Instead of defending their behavior, they flip the entire situation on you. Suddenly, you're no longer asking a fair question, you're attacking them. This is what I call responsibility reversal, one of the most effective tricks for destabilizing someone. Psychologically, it works through projection. The manipulator takes their own guilt, places it on you, and forces you into defense mode. And it works frighteningly well. You start explaining, apologizing, trying to prove you're not being unfair. And in that moment, you stop holding them accountable. The spotlight shifts from their behavior to your tone. Think of the employee who catches irregularities in the books, only for the boss to fire back. Are you accusing me of something? That reaction isn't fear, it's strategy. The manipulator thrives on your panic. They need you to fill the silence. That's why your greatest weapon here is stillness. I call it the therapeutic pause. When they ask, "Are you accusing me of something?" don't rush in. Breathe. Let the silence stretch. Hold their gaze. Then calmly say, "Should I be?" Those 3 words pierce straight through the fog. Innocent people don't fear questions. Guilty ones do. And in that instant, the power flips back to you. Question 4. Would I ever lie to you? It sounds comforting, even tender, but this question is never about truth. It's about performance. Manipulators use this to build emotional debt. They're not asking for reassurance. They're making you feel cruel for even entertaining doubt. I call this the performance of innocence. It doesn't rely on facts, it relies on drama. The soft tone, the hurt expression, maybe even tears. All of it is theater meant to short-circuit your logic and make you feel guilty for seeing what's real. Here's the deeper truth. People who feel the need to prove their honesty with words are often revealing the opposite. Real honesty doesn't perform. It doesn't need to. It's shown through time, not tears. Think of the partner who hides their phone but insists, "Would I ever lie to you?" Or the coworker who blocks transparency but sighs, "Come on, you know I'd never deceive you." These aren't reassurances, they're emotional traps. The counter? Conscious questioning. When they ask, "Would I ever lie to you?" respond calmly. That's not the right question. The real question is, "Would I know if you did?" That one line slices through the performance. Liars live in confusion. Clarity destroys their stage. And that clarity leads us to the manipulator's final and most dangerous move. Question 5. Can't we just move on? This is the nuclear option. When guilt, reversal, and denial stop working, manipulators reach for forced forgetting. The pressure to trade truth for temporary peace. It sounds gentle. It sounds reasonable. But it's the most poisonous question of all. Because it doesn't deny what happened, it tries to bury it. Moving on without resolution is like covering an infected wound with a clean bandage. It might look fine for a while, but the infection keeps spreading underneath. Manipulators use this question to bury discomfort, to push reality into the unconscious where it can't threaten them. "Let's not dwell on the past," says the company caught in scandal. "We need to move forward," pleads the unfaithful partner. These are not calls for healing. They're demands for amnesia. True healing requires truth. Awareness cannot grow from avoidance. To move on, without understanding, is to trade your consciousness for someone else's comfort. The antidote is conscious anchoring. When someone says, "Can't we just move on?" reply with calm certainty. "I'll move on when I understand what happened, not before." That line roots your peace in clarity, not confusion. It shows that you cannot be rushed, silenced, or worn down into pretending nothing happened. And at that moment, the manipulator loses their last weapon. You've now seen the 5 psychological traps, the sensitivity attack, the trust demand, the accusation reversal, the performance of innocence, and the forced forgetting. Each one is built to shift power away from truth and toward control. But once you can see them, they lose their strength. Remember this: manipulators don't target your true self. They target your wounds, your guilt, your fear of conflict, your need for approval. When you stand from your authentic center instead of your fears, you become untouchable. That is psychological sovereignty, the unshakable awareness that no one can twist your mind without your permission. Every manipulative encounter can become a lesson in growth. Each time someone tests your boundaries, you learn where they need to be stronger. Each lie you catch refines your instinct for truth. Each mind game you witness helps you see the next one sooner. Manipulators survive in darkness, but when you shine the light of awareness on them, their power dissolves. Freedom isn't the absence of manipulation, it's the presence of consciousness. Once you awaken to these patterns, you can't be controlled again. Choose awareness. Choose clarity. Choose freedom. If this message resonated with you, share your story in the comments and subscribe to Beyond the Twist, where we expose the unseen patterns shaping human behavior. Because in a world full of shadows, your awareness is the light. Keep it burning.